Welcome to the Introduction to Computer Science in C++ course. This course is an awesome journey of mental gymnastics and problem solving. This presentation will give you a small preview of what the journey will be and what's so awesome about it. Okay, so what does this course teach? This course really teaches a couple of things. It teaches the basics of programming in general, but it also teaches some specific features of the C++ programming language. So who's this for? Well, this course is aimed at students who have never programmed before, as well as students that have programmed before but are unfamiliar with C++. This course is designed to be accessible and appropriately challenging for students with different levels of experience. So before we get into C++, let's take a step back. So what is code? You may have heard the term code or coding. Code is a set of instructions for your computer. At its most basic explanation, it is the way of conveying information using symbols. Code is just a set of symbols that have meaning when read in a predefined way. Here you see binary code, which is what computers understand. Computer-readable code is often called a program or software, but there's other types of code as well. Information can be coded using colors, such as a traffic light, or maybe on these recycling bins. Humans are even made of code. Our genetic code determines a lot about us, including our features and personality traits. Morse code was widely used in the past to translate dots and dashes to text. This is pretty similar to binary. We speak in a language that is a lot different than what computers understand and what binary is. Let's say we want to give directions to get to the store. We may say something like what you see here on the screen. Of course, a computer wouldn't necessarily understand that, and they don't really understand our natural language, although they're getting closer with such technologies such as Siri, Alexa, and other voice-based programs. In order for us to give a computer instructions, we need to provide instructions in a programming language. What you see here is known as a function, but we'll get more into that later. There are many different types of programming languages. Some are considered high-level languages, which means it's easier for humans to read, while others are low-level languages, which means it's easier for a computer to read. Interpreted programming languages translate code line by line. This would be similar to giving a person a list of instructions, but only one at a time. You would read your first instruction, and your friend would immediately follow that step. Then you would read the second instruction, and they would do that step as well. This may be somewhat of a slow process since your friend is waiting for the next instruction to come, but it does give you a chance to correct your mistake as you go. If your friend doesn't quite follow one of the instructions as you expect they would, you'll see this happen right away, and you'll be able to change your instructions accordingly. This is how interpretive languages work, except your friend's a computer. A compiled language takes the code that you have written and translates the entire thing into a machine code. Once that is done, the program can run right then or at some point in the future. Translating all at once or compiling might take some time in the beginning, but once this is done, things will go faster. There is a disadvantage to this though. If there was a mistake in your instructions, it's too late now to pinpoint where that mistake lies. There are also other types of computer languages as well. You may have heard of HTML, which is used to design web pages. HTML is a type of markup language. A markup language uses tags to format and design sections of a document. When the document is displayed, the tags are not shown. A processor such as the one in your computer understands only machine language instructions or binary. These instructions are just too obscure and complex for humans, so the low-level assembly language is designed for a specific family of processors and represents different instructions in symbolic code that's a bit more understandable and less difficult to work with. So why learn C++? C++ is a widely used language in industry. In fact, the browser you're using right now was probably developed in C++. It is also used to develop operating systems, web applications, and games. Even though this course is entirely in C++, you will be able to use many of the skills you develop in this course if you just choose to learn another language. Moving from C++ to Java is especially easy as the two languages share a lot of the same syntax. By the end of this course, you'll be able to make small games like Mastermind, write a program that creates a music playlist, and go on to learn other languages with confidence and a solid understanding of programming fundamentals. So welcome to the Introduction to Computer Science in C++ course.